All right, so India well on our way to perhaps winning that World Cup. Are we going to? Farooq Engineer joins us, as does Saba Kareem and my colleague Osama. Thank you very much for being with us. Farooq Engineer, to you first. Do you think India, is in the ascendancy, favoured to win the final, presumably against Australia?
Absolutely. I've said it from the beginning that India are the most complete team. We are better in every department against every team in this World Cup. And that includes Australia, South Africa, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, whatever side you say. India's batting is tremendous. I mean, Rohit Sharma gives us such a flying start, such an unselfish game he plays for the team. He leads from the front. And that's a tremendous example he sends a very clear message to his teammates that we are here to win. And that's what he's done. He's backed up by some superb fielding, which has really surprised me because the Indian fielding has not been so good before as I've seen it this time. KL Rahul is keeping wickets extremely well, as I'm sure my friend Saba would agree there.
Got two fantastic
he's come as a surprise. And Shreyas Iyer, what a performance he is. And of course, Virat Kohli is Virat Kohli. Tremendous achievement to get 50 test hundreds. And I love the gesture of him bowing down to the master himself. All in all, wonderful. Team India, Jai Hind. We're going to go all the way for sure.
Sabah, do you share that thought, that we are well set to win this, number one? And number two, let's talk a little bit about our bowling attack. Shami's performance, extraordinary considering...
Superb.
I mean, considering, Sabah, that he may not even have been in this game. He's sort of got in because of an injury to Hardik Pandya. He came into the mix, and man, he's had a performance throughout this World Cup.
Before we go into all that, Vishnu, good evening to you, sir. It's been a pleasure to see you once again. And the moment you talked about KL Rahul, if you have given him a stamp of approval, who am I to even differ on that front? But yes, you're absolutely right. KL Rahul has done a fabulous job behind the stumps. I think he brings in a lot of stability, the balance to the side, and overall the team has looked extremely well balanced. On top of that, I think the margin of victory says it all, Vishnu. India against all the opponents have done so well. They have kind of covered all the bases. You talked about batting now. Look at our pace bowling quotient. Mohammed Shami, Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Siraj, all three of the wicket-taking bowlers. On top of that, on the kind of surfaces that India has played, we also have two wicket-taking spinners, Ravindra Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav. And I think it is a rare sight for India to field 5 specialist bowlers in 11 in one-day cricket. Generally, teams, if you have noticed, prefer to have an extra batter at number 8. India started off on that in that manner in the first 3 games, but thankfully good sense prevailed and they brought in Mohammed Shami. And I think with Shami in the attack, I think India has become extremely lethal.
Osama, Australia presuming... Farooq, 1 second. I just want to go across to my colleague Osama.
Sure. Assuming,
Osama, that Australia win this match, they appear well set to sort of win. They made a bit of a hash of it in the semi-final, haven't they? I mean, they weren't really chasing very much.
Well, they weren't, but at this point of time, Australia have lost 7 wickets, Vishnu, and they're still 20 runs behind that total. And who knows, it's the Eden Gardens, a stadium where miracles happen. We have seen that multiple times.
And they're playing Osama almost as if it's their home crowd because all of the Eden Gardens is backing South Africa.
That is probably also because nobody wants to face Australia in a final, Vishnu, because when it comes to Australia, they turn into a completely different beast when in an ICC tournament, and they have done it so many times. They've won it 5 times, the ODI World Cup. They won it 5 times. They won the World Test Championship, the World T20 World Cups. They have done everything when it comes to ICC tournaments, and is the reason why everyone wants to avoid Australia being in the final against India, and everyone thinks and prefers that South Africa is the team that we can beat easily. Well, going by what we have seen throughout the tournament, Vishnu, I think any team that comes up against India and the kind of form that India is in at the moment, it is going to be difficult for anyone to come and perform against India.
Farooq Engineer, shall we talk a little bit about Virat Kohli? I mean, he's had his ups and downs like so many great players. He couldn't score a century a couple of years back, and now he can't stop scoring them. It's been a long career. He's established himself as perhaps the greatest one-day international batsman. Many of us who are test lovers would have loved to have seen him achieve close to that in test cricket.
Indeed.
But be that as it may, it's remarkable. It's not been easy for him to get here.
He's a complete batsman, and he's so physically fit. Look at him running between the wickets. I mean, he just doesn't want to get 100. He wants to get a big 100, and he wants to win matches for India, which is or for any team he plays for. I mean, he's got the cover drive. I think he's definitely one of the finest I've ever seen, and I've seen quite a few good players over the years. As you say, Test cricket is Test cricket after all. But 50 overs. I mean, he's the prude. That he's taken over from the emperor himself, Sachin. Who's to get 50 hundreds is no mean feat, and I don't think this will ever be broken. Certainly not in my lifetime. I haven't got many years left.
Oh, really? Now, come on.
But our bowling, we touched on that. Jasprit Bumrah. I mean, I think he's the finest opening bowler in the world. Mohammad Siraj is superb, but he hasn't really clicked. And as you rightly said, that Shami may not have had his chance if Hardik Pandya was fit. So the way he's grabbed this opportunity and proved to everyone that he's not just a stand-in, but this is the great backup strength of India, the bench strength that India has got in batting. A guy like Surya Kumar Yadav, who's a match winner on his own, he bats at number 6 or number 7. Jadeja comes in at number 8. I mean, any country would love a batting strength like that. And of course, our spinners, Jadeja, Kuldeep Yadav, Ashwin, the finest off spinner in the world today, is not even in the team. So, I mean, look at the strength, look at the bench strength that we have. Any captain would love to have. And that's why India have been my favorites right from the start, right from word go.
Yeah.
I've said it all along, and I'm going to repeat it all along, that India, you might as well hand the cup over to India before we play at Ahmedabad.
Sabha, I think one of the big pluses for India is that, through the course of the tournament, all our main batsmen have come into form. They've all scored quite heavily, not just Kohli and one or two of the others. So that augurs well for India going into the final.
Yes, Vishnu, it's not only the volume of runs that our batters have scored, but the manner in which they have scored runs. Look at the strike rate which Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill have got their runs. Set aside Virat Kohli, the rest of the batters have always been very aggressive. Shreyas Iyer, 70 ball 100 in the previous game. Surya Kumar Yadav, similar kind of a strike rate. KL Rahul has been in such great form with high strike rate. So I think India have got the combination right. And I think we have talked about this before, that Virat Kohli has been given a specific role, has been able to do justice to that role. He's supposed to dig deep, he's supposed to bat deep, and the other batters are supposed to bat around him. And I think all the batters have done their job so well. So I think among all the teams who are here for the World Cup, India's strength lies in the batting. And I think none of the other sides can match India's batting power. Leave aside India's pace bowling attack. So I think in terms of combination, India is the best side in view. And I feel India at this stage is pretty well poised to lift the World Cup after a gap of 12 years.
Yeah. Osama, it's also a team which seems to be fairly relaxed. We've seen Indian teams in the past not being relaxed. This team seems to be clicking off the field as well.
But also, Vishnu, you need a character like Mr. Farooq Engineer to keep everybody relaxed on the field. And I think you have so many characters like Mr. Engineer in the side now.
But it is also to do with the fact that everyone knows their role, and they know what they bring to the table, and the kind of confidence that the team management has given these players. Remember, you take the example of Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul, and in fact take the example of Bumrah. All these players who are making a comeback after a long layoff, after long injury layoff, and the management stuck with them. They made sure that they stayed with these players. They gave them the confidence, and when the players get that kind of confidence from the management, from their teammates, it basically shows in their game as well. And this is what we see in that dressing room. You see all those ceremonies happening post-match where these players are getting these best fielders medals, etc. It is a fun environment in that dressing room. Everyone is relaxed. Everyone knows that they are here because everyone believes in them, and that is the kind of confidence that a cricketer needs when they are in a team, and especially in a tournament like the World Cup, because they're not worried about whether they are going to lose their place, whether they are going to not score runs, whether the captain trusts them enough, etc. And when you have that sense of confidence, and also the fact that you have the confidence in your abilities, it reflects on the pitch as well.
Osama so rightly mentioned the word confidence about 5 or 6 times, and that's exactly what the team are. They're brimming with confidence. You know, they know that no team can touch them. It's the confidence and the will to win, the will to succeed. You know, I have not seen collectively an Indian team a better team so far.
Yeah,
I think
yes,
in 50 over or in any form of cricket, collectively there have been individually better cricketers. You know, in various departments, but collectively, I think this is the best Indian team that I have seen, and I'm very proud, fiercely proud to be an Indian, and fiercely proud that my team is performing so well.
Yeah.
There were some rubbish reports in the British press here about us, about the pitches. I don't know if those stories came in Indian papers or not.
Yes, it did.
But I was very disappointed. Some of the British
both sides
pundits
played on the same pitch. I mean, it's not as if the pitch was replaced halfway through the match.
They said we prepared a pitch to prefer spinners.
Yeah, and then
Mohammed
our
Shami
fast
comes
bowler
and
took
takes
7 wickets, right? So
it makes a mockery of their, statement. I gave a press release, the British press, and I said that it's a slap in the face for you guys, because Shami, you were saying that we prepared the pitch for our spinners, and Mohammed Shami comes and takes 7 wickets.
Yeah.
So I mean, what the hell are you talking about? You're talking a load of nonsense, and that's exactly what they were doing.
Well, gentlemen, I'd like to thank you very much for being with us. It's going to be one heck of a match, the finals of the World Cup. It's just so great that India is in it, and hopefully we should be winning.